This is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
Good morning, Judge Gibson. This is Alex Moise, the certified Creole interpreter.
Has the interpreter been sworn?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear to
Certainly.
translate from Creole to English, from English to Creole to the best of your ability?
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, please tell me your name.
Monsieur, dis-moi non.
Can you hear the
Monsieur,
interpreter,
dis-moi
sir?
non. Your Honor, are you asking the interpreter's name or the
No, the defendant's name.
Monsieur l'accusé? Dis-moi non. Vous capable d'entendre?
Oui, m'entendo.
Dis-moi non. Bien fort.
Sir, what's your name?
Monsieur, comment relais?
Can the interpreter please clarify if he can hear you?
Monsieur, est-ce que vous capable d'entendre moi?
Oui, m'entendeu.
Yes, I am hearing you. I'm able to hear you.
All right. Please tell me your name.
Mike
S'il te
Lodson
plaît,
Dorismont.
dis-moi non. Répétez-moi.
Mike Lodson Dorismont.
Mike Lodson, Dorismont.
21 CT 4547. You're here charged with driving while license suspended, second or subsequent offense.
Dans le cas 21 CT 4547 là, ou là, parce que vous avez conduit avec une licence qui a révoquée. Ça, c'est en offense liée.
State has no objection to ROR, Your Honor.
I don't know if you could hear that. Did you get really?
State has no objection to ROR.
L'État n'a pas gagné aucune objection pour la guérir sous propre connaissance li, pour le moment.
There is probable cause in this case, and I will appoint an attorney to represent you.
Il y a une bonne raison pour aucun béou dans le cas ça, et moi-même, je vais un avocat de la défense publique qui pour représenter vous.
Okay.
OK?
At this time, I'll release you on your own recognizance. You cannot drive without a valid Florida license.
Qu'on y a là, m'a plagué ou sous propre connaissance ou, mais m'a pas connaît que ou pas capable de conduire avec une licence sans que ou pas une licence Florida.
Do you understand?
Est-ce que vous comprenez ça, monsieur?
Oui, oui.
Yes, I do.
Good luck, sir.
Bonne chance, monsieur.
Merci.
Thank you. I believe that's all we need from the interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
You as well. All right, are you ready? We might have to wait on him. Good morning. That's all right. Yeah, she did. So I just sign here?
You got me excited.
Yeah. was gonna say, do we have that? This, okay. Okay, thank you. You got it, have a nice day.
And Judge, the state plans to have a lot of opinions today.
I can see it in your eyes that you do.
Yes, I plan to today.
Like your first one?
Yeah, yep. Actually, the ROR was my first.
I know, that was your first opinion on the very first case.
Yeah,
Look at that.
look at me being vocal.
The court appreciates that. Okay. Please tell me your name. 21 MM 1529. You're here because a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for your trial on a charge of petty theft with a prior conviction. The bond authorized is $2,000. I'll appoint the public defender's office if they weren't previously. Good luck, sir.
Do I have a court date?
I don't know that. You'll have to talk to your attorney. Please tell me your name.
Felicia Camacho Sanchez.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 19 CF 2044 for failing to appear for a competency hearing on a charge of battery on a law enforcement officer. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. You also have a capias for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of grand theft of a motor vehicle in 21 CF 2095. The bond authorized on that capias is $1,000, and again, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck. All right, that's 21 CF 7440. A warrant was issued for his arrest. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right. Another judge has already found probable cause. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor. We'll request a $10,000 as to count one, $5,000 as to count two, 100 as to count three. No contact, no weapons, no firearms, maintain separate residences, no drugs, no alcohol.
Ms. George, did you want to argue any of that?
Your Honor, I would just ask that you lower the $10,000 count. I know, I see that he's not currently working, 0 failures to appear, which is an indication he'll show up to court. And it looks like majority of his charges that he's been convicted of are drug possession charges and petty theft charges.
I was actually going to set it much higher, but when the state requested 10,000, I was going to agree to that. So at this time, I will. It'll be $10,000 on count one, 5,000 on count two, 100 on count three. All the same conditions the state requested. No contact with the victim, not return, maintain separate residence, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no controlled substance without a valid prescription, not possess or consume alcohol. All right. Please tell me your name.
Stephon Lee Watts Jr.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 7427, charging you with robbery and battery. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count one, $1,000 on count two. You're not allowed to return to the scene. You're not allowed to have contact with the victim or any witness in this case, and you can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I have one question.
Yes.
Where's the scene? This is
Can the state give us the address?
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay. Crosby's Motor Inn. Do you know where that is?
Oh, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can't go back there. Good luck. There were 2 scenes in the affidavit, and so I had to go back to remember exactly which one.
It's not in our system. The file doesn't even exist yet.
Please tell me your name.
My name is Bingying Liu.
You're here because you have a violation of probation warrant out of Seminole County. There's no bond authorized on that. It's a violation of probation on a battery charge. We'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you.
For what reason? I don't know.
I don't have that in front of me, so the allegation is that you were,
Disabled, you know?
so this is another judge's warrant in a different county, so I can't change it. You're gonna have to go back to Seminole County and address it with that judge. We'll notify them that you're here so they can come and get you.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
Being arrested for no reason. You attempted that I'm gonna hurt anybody before that I already been disabled for.
You're gonna have to address it with that judge. I can't change another judge's warrant out of Seminole County.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
But I require a wheelchair. I couldn't move, you know?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Alan Figueroa, Assistant Defense Spanish Court Interpreter.
Has the interpreter been sworn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please connect to the headset. Sir, can you verify he can hear you?
I'm having an issue with the system connected to the podium, Your Honor. I don't know if it's on my end or if it's on the podium. Would it be okay if it doesn't connect to do it over the speaker, or if you like to dial back and someone else can try to connect? Whichever way you prefer.
Hold on one second. They're gonna try something. Should we just do the overhead? All right, we'll just do the overhead. Sir, please tell me your name.
Diga su nombre, señor.
Eduardo Pavón.
¿Cómo?
Eduardo Pavón González.
Eduardo Padrón González.
You have several cases. It looks like you have a violation of probation out of Seminole County, 21754.
Tiene varios casos. Tiene un incumplimiento de libertad vigilada del condado Seminole 21754.
And 22396. Both are violations out of Seminole County.
Y el 22396. Ambos son incumplimientos del condado de Seminole.
You'll have no bond on that, and we'll notify them that you're here so they can transport you.
No se emitirá ninguna fianza en esos casos y se les notificará para que puedan venir a buscarlo.
You also have 21 MM 4336, possession of drug paraphernalia.
También tiene el 21 MM 4336 de portar artículos de droga.
21 CT 4548 and 4549, no motor vehicle registration and driving while license suspended.
El 21 CT 4548 y 4549 por conducir sin matriculación de vehículo y con la licencia suspendida.
There is probable cause in each of those, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Determino que existe indicio de criminalidad para ambos cargos y se le asignará al defensor público para que lo represente.
Your bond is $500 on 4548,
Su fianza será de $500 en el caso 4548.
$100 on 4549 and 21 MM 4336.
$100 en el 4549 y en el 21 MM 4336.
You can't drive without a Florida license. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers.
No se le permite conducir a menos que tenga una licencia válida y se le permite el uso de drogas ni tampoco drogas recetadas a menos que tenga una receta del médico para ello.
You understand?
¿Lo ha entendido?
You have to
Yo
answer
lo
out
entendí.
loud.
Yes, I understand.
All right, good luck, sir.
Gracias. Buena suerte, señor.
We have one more.
On his registration, you want it set at 100.
No, that would be 4548, right?
Yes.
That's the 500, the other two are 100.
Thank you.
Oh, I don't have any others for the interpreter at this time. Thank you.
Not a problem, Your Honor.
All right, this is 20 CF 10967. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
It's a violation of pretrial release. Oh, he has an attorney?
David Fussell?
Is he appearing today?
I don't know. It's, when I looked in the Odyssey, it had a private attorney.
All right, well, I'm not going to appoint the Public Defender's Office. However, I find his behavior a willing waiver of his appearance today. His bond is $1,000 on count one and $100 on count two.
He has conflict counsel, Your Honor.
Ooh, what?
He has conflict counsel,
Oh, conflict counsel.
RCC.
All right. They'll know when they get this. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Frankie Avalon Bojorquez Jr.
21MM4322. You're here charged with assault on a law enforcement officer and trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. I'm not sure why he's here today.
This afternoon, right?
You being my trustee and I'm your trustee of the state, I'm asking for mercy on this case, no contest. I gotta pay restitution to Wayne.
You want to enter a plea?
Yeah, no contest, please. I gotta pay 1,000 restitution by July 1st.
Hold on, I have to hear what the state's offer is. Was the PD appointed?
He offers adjudication credit for time served. Yes, the PD waived his appearance. We reset him.
All right. How many days has he been in jail?
3.
3 days.
He offers adjudication credit for time served.
I have to pay 1,000, ma'am, by July 1st starting.
I don't know if I'm inclined to accept that.
Understand, Your Honor.
I read the facts.
No facts in that. The facts is I'm going home.
Sir, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right, you heard the state's offer here today. You can put your hand down. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, I want to do no contest. And,
All right, you had a chance to discuss this with your attorney?
No, I thought it was reset for this afternoon, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give you a minute.
respect, lady.
Yes, Your Honor, he would like to accept the state's offer of an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and he wants to enter a plea of no contest. And he understands the rights he would be given up.
You understand the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand you're not going to have a trial here? If you enter a plea today, I'll sentence you today.
No contest.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that.
I'm on probation, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
I'm a citizen.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea other than the state's offer?
I'm a security guard by New York State.
I'm sorry?
I'm a security guard by New York State with no felonies.
No, what I'm asking is, has anyone threatened you in this case to get you to enter this plea or promised you something?
No.
Sir, do you have a history of any kind of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, so And you're not under the influence of any substance or anything that could impair your ability to understand what you're doing here today?
Natural person, I'm Muslim.
You're what?
Natural person, I'm Muslim.
So does that mean you're not under the influence of anything?
I don't take no drugs, ma'am. I'm not under influence. My name is Frankie Avalon Bojorquez Jr. Today's date is what, 06/24, 2021. Tomorrow's my wife's birthday. Have a good day.
All right.
Can I have a moment, Your Honor?
I don't see any other cases.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
No other open cases. Pled no contest on 3/24. Pled no contest on 5/24.
Of this year?
5/26, excuse me, 2021, yeah, 2021.
Okay.
What?
I just wanted to.
Disorderly conduct?
There's a criminal mischief from March. There's a battery. Pled no contest under battery, extended to 120 days. And he may have had time served close to that. On that case, he had pled on 6/7, disorderly conduct to time served. He's had 3 pleas this year.
Hold.
He has 2 pending cases in Georgia, but they say they won't extradite.
This is like, he's here 3 times this year. And then I looked, he was here in July of last year. I'm sorry, he was here in July, but he pled to a BOP in December of last year. So he's definitely had.
Mm-hmm. Can I, Your Honor, can we approach really quick?
Yes. All right, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to make sure that you understand everything you're doing here today.
Yes, ma'am.
There's nothing clouding your judgment, is that correct?
I mean, we went over this 10 million times already, ma'am.
I can't hear you. Get closer to the mic.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of assault on a law enforcement officer and trespass to property other than a structure?
Guilty. No contest.
All right, so those are 2 very different things.
No contest.
Okay, hold on. Since you said that, I want to make sure you understand the difference. So if you plead not guilty, we're going to set your case for a jury trial to be heard at a later date. If you plead no contest, you're telling me that you want to take responsibility for this today and you want the court to sentence you today.
You want, excuse me, ma'am. I'm I'm gonna ask you for mercy on this case, man. You being my trustee beneficiary, no contest. I plead today, okay?
Listen to me.
Like antagonized.
And you understand that if you enter a plea of no contest and I accept that plea and I adjudicate you guilty, you'll be adjudicated guilty of committing these 2 misdemeanor offenses. You're shaking your head no. Is that not what you want to do?
Ma'am, no contest today, please. I respect you. And I
But I keep asking you if you understand, and I'm not sure that you do.
just said, I understand, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I just?
Yes, I just want to make sure he understands.
Okay, Your Honor, he understands.
All right, sir, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you wish to plea?
No contest, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 3 days that you've been in custody. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. Was there a no return? You're not allowed to return to the Howard Vernon Motel. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Security guard in New York State, yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
God bless you.
Thank you. #21 MM 3811, I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. This is a capias. The bond is $2,000. I'll appoint the public defender's office.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what case was that? Last one? Jose Garcia?
You refused.
Sorry, Your Honor, we got some court patients, we're home here training.
It's fine. Please tell me your name. 21 MM 4341. Sir, you're here charged with retail petty theft. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $250, and you can't go back to the Walmart at 5734 South Orange Blossom Trail. You know where that is? Okay, you can't go back there. Hold on. Yeah, I'll leave it at 250. And at this time, I'm going to take no action on his out on bond cases. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Darius Washington.
21 MM 4353. You're here charged with trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. Did the state have an offer in this case?
Adjudication, credit for time served, no return.
Did you have a chance to talk to him about that?
Okay, I did. I had to make sure. Yes, Your Honor, he understands, all the rights he will be giving up. We went over those rights, and he would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You heard what Ms. George just said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that.
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything in order to get you to enter this plea other than the state's offer?
No, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property after warning?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you will not return to the Food Lotto.
Yes, ma'am.
You know where that is? Don't go back. All right, good luck, sir. 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Ada Figueroa.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 MM 780 for failing to appear for a pretrial on a charge of petty theft. The bond is $2,000.
Your Honor, I believe the offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served and no return. I did have a chance to speak with Ms. Figueroa. She understands the rights she would be given up and would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God? Thank you.
You heard what Ms. George said. Is that what you want to do here today? I have that she's out on bond in another case.
It says drug paraphernalia, I'm not.
Do you have a case number, Your Honor?
17 MM 7453. Oh, it's a notice to appear? Okay.
All right, state will file with all information on it. I mean, no cross.
All right, then I won't take any action on that. All right, you understand all the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea to this charge today?
I plead to,
You understand the rights you're giving up?
yes,
Like your right to a jury trial? We're not having a trial. You understand that?
I understand.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes,
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
yes,
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea? At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of petty theft, $100 or more?
no contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the time that you've been in jail, 9 days. I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay it. Was there any restitution?
There you are.
And where's the don't return?
10315 Curry Ford Road.
All right, you can't go back there, ma'am. You understand? Good luck.
And state you filed a no cross in 2017 MM 7453.
All right, you have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name. A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 CO 679 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of soliciting without a permit. The bond is $100. In 21 MM 4348, you're charged with possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. Was there an offer in these cases?
I don't know if it was a withhold or adjudication. I don't know if that's a city or.
They have one second. It's gonna be a withhold on the 2021 CO 679, but in the 21 MM 4348, I'm gonna have to file a written one, sorry, Madam Clerk, but our system is not allowing me to electronically file it.
And,
No cross.
and Your Honor, I did have a chance to speak to Mr. Haynes. He understands all the rights he will be given up, and he would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, you heard what Ms. George just said. Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes.
You understand the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes, ma'am.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of soliciting without a permit?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, give you credit for 2 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll reduce that to a lien. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Please tell me your name.
Aaron Vasquez.
20MM599. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a pretrial on a charge of battery. The bond is $5,000, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir.
Your Honor, if you
Yes.
don't mind me saying,
Oh, I'm sorry.
they had an appeal. They had an appeal for that FTA, because I was in the hospital. Physical therapy. I was in a rehab, Apex Rehab in New York. I had fallen off a building.
Your Honor, this is.
They've had the appeal for 3 months.
Wait a second. It's 2020 MM599AW, correct, Your Honor?
Yes.
So we show that this case is closed. He pled on 413 is what our system is showing.
That what?
This case is closed. He pled no contest on 413. That's what our system is showing.
So why is there a capias?
That's the case. Don't know the answer to that. There was a KPS on 218 filed.
Right.
Well, it said it was quashed in our system on 413 the day he pled.
If there's an order from that judge quashing the capias,
Would you like me to?
we can do something with it, but if there's not, I'm not doing anything with another judge's capias.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would ask,
Can we have the clerk pull up the clerk's, I'm looking at our system, so Madam Clerk, can you pull up your system?
I'm in our system. I don't see anything from 413. And I have a written plea and not guilty waiver of arraignment.
That they also, if you
You
don't
have a
mind,
copy of the court minutes?
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look at our system, I don't know, so hold on. I don't have the physical file here, so.
This capias was issued 218.
So I have a motion to quash on 413, let's see if there's a. Yeah, but that's not from the court, that's an internal.
What's the case number you're looking at?
I'm looking at 20MM599AW.
We have nothing like that in Odyssey.
So you don't have a motion that was filed on 413, like I literally have the motion from defense, E served on us on 413. Then I have the notes from the ASA saying that he pled no contest.
No.
The only court, the latest court record in Odyssey is 1/7/21. There's nothing after that.
So can we roll him to this afternoon? I will have to have my assistant to try to locate this file to see if in the physical file is the actual, we're gonna be downtown, so it's gonna take a minute for me to
Yeah.
pull it, and I can see if they can do it this morning, I just don't know how long that's gonna take.
Well, in the public defender, if you guys filed a motion to quash and got an order, you should have it.
that's what I'm looking for, Your Honor.
So we can bring it back.
So your system is showing that it happened on 413?
So it was a clerk's system, clerk's.
Yeah, that's really weird, but I don't have an order.
It says,
So I see the bond discharge forfeited, hold on, yeah.
So if you guys can come up with something, let's bring it back.
Is this Judge Bigney? Can I reach out to her JA as well?
Yes?
I'll see it. Okay.
All right, we'll bring it back this afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
If I get
Yes, sir.
something before then, I will let the court know as soon as I get it.
Yeah. Please tell me your name.
Kimberly Devin Wazinski.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21MM131, charging you with trespass on property other than a structure, I'm sorry, for failing to appear on a charge of trespass other than a property, trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. The bond authorized is $2,000. Was there an offer?
yes, Your Honor. The offer was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 387 East Main Street. I did have a chance to go over a plea form, and she understands all the rights she'll be giving up and would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Please raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give should be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
I do.
I'm just letting you know. Good.
All right, ma'am, you heard what your attorney just said. Is this what you want to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You had a chance to talk to her. She explained all the rights that you're giving up. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for the court about those rights?
No, ma'am.
You understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that.
Yes, I'm not, thank God.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you.
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea today?
Who?
At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance?
No contest?
I'll accept your plea I finance freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the 8 days you've been in jail. I'll order you're not allowed to return to 387 East Main Street. I have to order that you pay court costs.
And the $50 public defender lien.
Right, that'll be in that. Ma'am, do you have a job? Do
No, not at this moment.
you have a home?
No, ma'am, I'm homeless.
All right, I'm going to reduce that to a lien. Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Valdez Donovan Jr.
21 CF 7452. You're here charged with aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Ma'am, did you wish to testify?
No.
All right. Did the state wish to be heard, or were you standing to question the witness?
Your Honor.
All right.
State requires no contact, maintain separate residences, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. And a bond amount, no objection to PTR.
At this time, sir, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with special conditions. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
0, yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Were you two living together?
Yeah.
Yes.
You cannot now. I'm ordering you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but you may not coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol screens. Are there any other conditions the state requested?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Gus Fennell Jr.
21 CF 7461. You're here charged with felony battery, domestic battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, domestic violence, and tampering with a witness. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $5,000 on count 1, $5,000 on count 2, $5,000 on count 3, and $150 on count 4. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. I'm ordering you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather belongings, but you cannot coordinate that with the victim. Do you understand? Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Trinidad Martinez.
21 CF 7462. You're here charged with carrying a concealed firearm, violation of a domestic injunction, possession of cocaine with a weapon, and attempted destruction of evidence. At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond on this?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would just ask for pretrial release.
He violated an injunction by carrying a weapon. I'm struggling to come up with reasonable bond conditions with which your client will comply, given he's here charged with violating court orders. To wit, carrying a gun.
Your Honor, again, I would ask for pretrial release in conjunction with the bond. I show 4, very little criminal history. So I believe that if you give him pretrial release in conjunction with a bond amount, that will be sufficient in this case.
A loaded gun, by the way. All right, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond. Your bond on count 1 will be $5,000. Your bond on count 2 will be $1,000. Your bond on count 3 will be $1,000, and count 4 will be $150. You must comply with all injunctions. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that's in every injunction that is currently still active, you have to comply with those rules. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Which means you can't carry a weapon. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You can't have contact with the victim in that case. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random drug screens while you're on pretrial release. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
Katari Blue is behavior.
21 MM 4349. I'll appoint the public defender's office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause. His bond is $5,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2, no victim contact, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, not allowed to return to the scene, must maintain a separate residence, no contact with any witness, please tell me your name.
James. Cutler. James Cutler.
21 MM 4352. You're here charged with battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I would ask for pretrial release in this case.
Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Is there a reason this isn't child abuse?
Get a state of moment, Your Honor.
Okay. I believe the victim's 10. Am I reading that wrong?
You're not reading that incorrectly.
What?
I said you're not reading that incorrectly. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, that could be another count. The law enforcement officer did not add that. If you would like, Your Honor, I can request 24 hours and ask the officer to file an amended affidavit. Or instead of PTR, we can do a $5,000 bond plus PTR.
Well, that's up to you. I don't know if the state's going to file that or not. I just, in reading it, was a little bit concerned about the battery charge. I mean, there is probable cause for battery. It is battery.
No,
It's
I
also
agree.
child abuse.
And we may file multiple counts, obviously.
So it's up to you. Do you want 24 hours or do you want me to set the bond on this charge?
I would set the bond on this charge, knowing the facts of the case.
All right. So, sir, just so you understand, the state can still file a felony in this case, but at this time, you were arrested on a misdemeanor, and I'm going to set your bond on the misdemeanor. But I just want you to be aware that a felony charge could be pending. I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond of $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim or any witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means? You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Were you living in this home? You cannot now. I'm ordering you must maintain a separate residence. I'll allow one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings. You also can't have any unsupervised contact with any minor child under the age of 18. Do you understand? All right, good luck, sir.
Salomon is mental health, Your Honor.
21 MM 4350, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause.
And he does qualify for pretrial release. He has no criminal history. I would ask for pretrial release.
Can we have him screened for mental health pretrial release? Because it sounds like he has some mental health issues. Otherwise, straight pretrial release, no contact with the victim, maintain separate residence, one-time return with law enforcement, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Please tell me your name.
Vet Day.
CT 4550 and 4551. You're here charged with driving while license suspended, subsequent offense, and failing to register a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also, you might have a warrant out of Putnam County.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see that yet, but if that happens, they'll have to come and get you. If that gets served on you. All right, good luck, ma'am.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
My name is Netaru Kushu Banksell.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 4814 for failing to update your address with the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles as a sexual offender. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Your bond is $15,000. You understand that as a registered sexual offender, you must continue to keep up with your reporting requirements. You understand that?
Yes, if I have.
All right. I also show that you're out on bond for the same charge. At this time, I'm inclined to revoke that bond, unless Ms. George can give me a reason not to.
Did I speak, Your Honor?
You can say anything you want, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
sorry, it says failure to report driver license change, for the new charge, correct? It cut off.
Right.
Your Honor, I would just ask that, you not revoke the out on bond charge. My client has been trying to comply, with his requirements. The DMV, the earliest appointment they had, was April the 30th, so he tried to get in there to change it. It wasn't enough time, so I just ask that you take that into consideration. He's trying to comply, with his requirements, but as we know, Florida is very, difficult when it comes to, sex offender reporting requirements. So I just ask that you take that into consideration, and not revoke the out on bond. Yes.
You can't walk in before, they can walk in and do register same day. Now they cannot do that. You have to make an appointment. DMV does not allow walk. Again, not saying it's.
So are you not objecting if I don't revoke his out on bond case?
I'm not objecting if you don't revoke.
It's a lot of negatives.
But state has an opinion.
It's a good day. All right, sir. Based on your attorney's argument and the very unusual circumstances of COVID, at this time, I'll take no action on your out on bond case. Good luck. Oh, we have to do this one virtually? Does he know to be here now? He's waiting? Okay. Okay, let's see.
Welcome to an Econo meeting. You are entering the meeting now.
That's my lawyer? Oh.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning. This is Corey Cohen on behalf of Mr. Bieber.
Good morning, sir. This is Judge Gibson. All right, sir, can you please tell me your name?
Justin Beaver.
Oh, back up a little bit and say it one more time.
Justin Beaver.
All right, this is 21 CF 6772. Mr. Cohen, this is your client here at the podium.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Beaver, you're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest, charging you with fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement officers. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Mr. Cohen, did you wish to be heard as to bond or anything else in this case?
I did, Your Honor. This is a third-degree felony. He has a right to a bond. We would ask for a $2,500 bond with any conditions the court deems fit. He's been in Central Florida the last 12 years, is employed currently at Disney, and needs to get back to work.
What says the state?
No objection to the $2,500 bond, Your Honor.
I read the affidavit, counselor, and based on your argument and the facts in this particular warrant, I do think that's reasonable. At this time, I'll set your bond at $2,500. Any special conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
All right,
Thank you for appearing,
Have a good
counselor.
day. Thank you so much. Bye.
All right, bye.
You are the only participant.
Oh, I didn't hang that up. I was like, I tried to hang up on the wrong panel. After that? It's all right, we'll do him, and then can we take a recess? All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Jason Lee Edgar.
21 CF 7443, you're here charged with possession of methamphetamine and burglary of an occupied structure. There is probable cause. At this time, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count one, $5,000 on count two. You're not allowed to return to the scene. You're not allowed to have contact with any victim or witness in this case. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand? At this time, I'm revoking your bond in 21 MM 1647. Good luck, sir. We're going to take a brief recess. Please tell me your name.
Romain Essen.
21 CF 7446. You're here charged with possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause.
Your Honor, he does not have any criminal history on my sheet. I don't know if that's accurate. But being that they're drug offenses, nonviolent offenses, if he does not qualify for pretrial release, I would ask for pretrial release, and if he doesn't qualify, a monetary bond.
What says the state? Did he not qualify because they couldn't verify community ties?
Yeah, he told us that he was transient. I guess he didn't have an address. He's homeless. They couldn't get in contact with the brother. The information that he gave us, no email, disabled. So we don't have no information to kind of supervise him on. But it's your option, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to place him on pretrial release, or alternatively, a $500 bond on count 1, $100 on count 2. Sir, you can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't have contact with any known drug dealers. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name. 21 CF 7455. You're here charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $10,000 on count 1. Oh, there's only one count. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
You also can't have contact with any witness in this case. You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Did you live at 4959 Tangerine Avenue? All right, you can't return there either. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Reagan, how about?
21 CF 7445. You're here charged with armed burglary of a conveyance with a firearm and grand theft of a firearm. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. What says the state has to bond on count 1?
Is it saying that I armed robbery? I robbed someone with a firearm?
No, it's burglary of a conveyance with a firearm. So if you, I'm not asking you to tell me anything about the facts of the case, but if you break into a car or home and you steal a firearm from within, that's considered armed burglary or burglary with a firearm.
Now,
So
also saw that it said something about a occupied dwelling.
that's a different case. We're not there yet.
No, there's no $7,500 bond. No contact with the victim or witnesses on the armed burglary of conveyance. I see that the firearm is also not recovered.
Yeah. It looks like the magazine was.
Correct.
Oh, no, the firearm was.
It was later.
It was recovered. That's right.
Oh, it was recovered first matter.
All right, your bond will be $7,500 on count 1, $5,000 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with any victim or witness in this case. You can't return to the scene. You can't possess a firearm, weapon of any kind, or ammunition. In 21 CF 7436, you're charged with burglary of an occupied structure. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in that case as well. There is probable cause. You're not allowed to return to 1093 Vincetta Circle. You can't have contact with any victim or witness in this case. You also can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition, and your bond will stay at $5,000. In 21 CF 7421, you're charged with loitering or prowling, burglary of a conveyance, and petty theft. Again, I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. I'll stay your bond at, well, I'll reduce count 1 to $100. Count 2 will be $3,500. Count 3 will be $100. Again, you're not allowed to have contact with any victim or witness. You can't possess a firearm, weapon, or ammunition. And you can't return to this scene for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Heath Hayward.
21 CF 7442, you're here charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. There is probable cause. Your bond is $15,000 on count 1, $4,000 on count 2, $4,000 on count 3, and $100 on count 4. You're not allowed to have any contact with any victim or witness in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. You're not allowed to return to the Family Dollar at 7113 South Orange Blossom Trail. Do you understand? I show that he's out on bond in 2 cases.
Your Honor, I would just ask if you're inclined to revoke, you revoke in double.
What says the state?
In 21 CF 3525, that case has a pretrial on 729. We filed possession of cocaine and possession of paraphernalia. And in case 21 CT 1266, that case of the status here, it was a no valid driver's license. The next status hearing, I'm assuming to get a valid license, is on 7/16. He had a status hearing in May, and then they reset another status hearing to July.
Counselor, I'm inclined to revoke those. This crime was very violent.
Your Honor, I understand. I would just ask that you take into consideration, if he's in here, he can't work on getting his driver's license.
I'm going to take no action on those cases at this time. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Victor Jimenez.
A warrant was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 5585, charging you with possession of a controlled substance and possession of cocaine. Another judge has already found probable cause. Your bond is $150 on count 1, $2,500 on count 2. You can't use or possess a controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you can't have contact with any co-defendant or any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in that case. $150 on count 1 and $2,500 on count 2. In 19 CF 14680, a warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your pretrial release by failing to report via telephone as required and failing to come into the office as required. Your bond is $1,500 on count 1, $500 on count 2, and I'll appoint the attorneys to represent you if they weren't previously. It looks like you also have holds for warrants out of Brevard County and Seminole County. I don't have those warrants yet, but if you do, those warrants will be coming.
Yes.
Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name. A capias was issued for your arrest in 15 CF 15990 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of scheme to defraud. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck. I'm sorry?
I don't understand because that same case, I was on probation 5 years and it was closed on May 25th.
I don't know. All I have is a capias that was issued by another judge. It says that you failed to appear for arraignment on June 8th, 2021.
And that case was closed on May 25th. I had 5 years probation that I completed.
I don't have that information, so your attorney is gonna have to file a motion in front of the trial judge because I can't change another judge's capias. So call the Public Defender's Office right away. Please tell me your name.
Melanie Richardson.
I don't have that one. I have Melanie Richardson. All right, in 20 CF 347, a capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of tampering with a witness. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. In 20 CF 13916, another capias was issued for your arrest.
It's for all 3 cases.
Right.
That I was trying to notify the judge, ma'am, excuse me.
Don't talk about the facts.
Well, let me tell you what we're doing here today. I'm just telling you why you're here, and then for the open case, we'll talk about probable cause. But these capiases were issued by another judge, and I can't change them.
That's fine.
So if you think that you have a defense or a valid reason you weren't in court, you're gonna have to address that with the trial court who issued the capias. I can't change it.
Okay.
So the second case is also for failing to appear for a status hearing. There's no bond on that. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office in that case as well. And then, as you said, the third case is 20 CF 10851 for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft with 2 priors. Again, there's no bond, and I'll appoint the PD. In 21 CF 7447, you're charged with possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance or have contact with any known drug dealers. Your bond will be $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Simmons, his behavior.
Thank you. (21 CF 7454), possession of cocaine, and 21 MM 256. I'll appoint the PD.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
There is probable cause. His bond will be $1,000 on the felony, $100 on the misdemeanor. Not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Please tell me your name. 21 CF 7451. You're here charged with possession of cocaine with intent to sell with a weapon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell with a weapon, possession of cannabis over 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. There is probable cause. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
No, Your Honor.
Does he have some other pending case? Hold on 1 second.
Last see in our system as a 2015 case.
Well, it says defendant is charged with a crime punishable by life in prison,
They may think that the weapon was a drug.
but it's not, this offense isn't a life.
So I agree that there may be an error.
Okay.
I ain't been arrested in over,
I'm sorry?
I haven't been arrested in over 12 years.
Yeah, I see that.
I was just explaining that that may have been an error.
All right. Your bond is $10,000 on count 1, $10,000 on count 2, $150 on count 3, and $100 on count 4. You can't possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that? You can't possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition, or have contact with any known drug dealers. Good luck, sir.
Right.
21 CF 7453. I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent him. His bond is $3,500, no victim contact, not return, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. At this time, I'm revoking his out on bond cases. Please tell me your name.
Michael Gandula Figueroa.
CF 8920. You're here on a violation of probation. There's no bond, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Marshall Knight.
You're here because a warrant was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 9372 for violating your probation by testing positive for cannabis in a urine sample and failing to enroll in the Batterers Intervention Program within 4 months of being placed on probation. There is no bond authorized on this warrant. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
You said have 2 warrants?
Okay, back up and say it again. Not that far, just a little bit.
You said I have 2 warrants?
I think that's just 1 warrant. It's 2 allegations of violation. They're saying you violated your probation 2 different ways.
That's what they're saying?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am,
Hold on, before you say anything else, let me tell you, all we're doing here today is I'm telling you what you're charged with, what your bond is, if there's probable cause. But if you think you have a defense to this charge, it won't help you to tell me today because I can't change it. And anything you say here is being recorded and can be used against you later. Okay, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, so do I have to wait for another trial?
No, so it's a violation of probation. There will be a hearing.
Which means?
It won't be in front of a jury, it'll be in front of a judge.
Okay.
So call that number on that piece of paper, and they'll tell you who your attorney is, and you can talk to your attorney about any defenses you have to the violation charge, but it'll be a hearing in front of a judge.
And so am I able to get like pre-trial release?
No, there's no bond authorized on this warrant. You'll be held at no bond.
So I gotta sit?
Right, you have to stay. So your attorney can file a motion in front of the judge hearing this, who issued that warrant, and that judge can give you a bond, but I'm not going to.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Jonathan Walters.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 MM 8644 for failing to appear for a pretrial conference on a charge of battery. The bond is $1,500, and I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. You're also here because a warrant was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 4182 for violating your probation by changing your residence without first procuring the consent of the probation officer. The bond is $1,500. You must report to your probation officer within 24 hours of your release. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. All right, good luck. Is that him? Oh. I didn't hand it to you, so then I don't.
Good afternoon. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line, already sworn in today.
Good afternoon, Ms. Romero. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I have a defendant with the headsets on. Can you see if we can make a connection?
Yes, Your Honor, one moment. He can hear the interpreter, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Arnoldo Joel Fuentes Orozco.
Armando Joel Puentes Agosto.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM257AA on a charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond is you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You also may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, está bien.
No, everything is fine.
Have a great day.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Juan Camacho Moreno.
Sir, you're here in two matters. The first one is 2020 CF 8574AO for a failure to appear warrant. The judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond at $0. You're also here in 2021 CF 7458AO on charge of possession of MDMA or ecstasy. Going to stay your bond, when found probable cause for your arrest, going to stay your bond amount of $1,000. Condition your bond, you're not allowed to possess any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. Not allowed to associate with any known drug users or drug dealers. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 253AO. In that case, the court's going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. All right, Ms. Romero, can you make an announcement in the gallery? I can't see who's all out there.
¿Hay alguna persona acá afuera que necesite los servicios de un intérprete? ¿Algún testigo? ¿Alguien que vaya a necesitar servicio de intérprete? Levanten su mano.
All right. I only see one person out there, so nope. I don't think anybody else needs your help, but thank you very much.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good afternoon.
You too. I had Bates next. Bates and then Bird. We know she just do what she want to do. Good afternoon, ma'am. Just a little bit early. There you go.
Hello.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Leah Nicole Bates.
Ms. Bates, you are here for arraignment this afternoon in case 2021 MM 3630 AO for charges in count 1 of battery and in count 2 resisting officer without violence. Both of those are first-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine in each case. You're represented by the Regional Conflict Council. Nobody's reached out to me, but I want to enter a non-presidential plea of not guilty in your case. I want to set you for Division 50 for a pretrial conference on
July 6th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 7C.
Okay.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
Okay. Can I ask a question, sir?
Everything you asked me is on the record, so I don't want you to
I
talk
was
to me
just-
about something.
I'm not allowed to be granted a bond or bond out or anything at this point, am I? Or
I have no idea what's going on with your bond
Okay, thank
conditions.
you.
That's something that you got to bring up with
Yes,
Judge Shoemaker when you see him next week.
thank you. Thank
All right.
you.
Have a great day.
you.
Or in 2 weeks, I'm sorry. All right, that's case 2021 MM 3804 AO. Mr. Timothy Byrd, he's here for arraignment, represented by the Public Defender's Office.
I'll waive and enter, not guilty.
All right, we're going to set him for Division 50 for pretrial conference.
July 7th at 9 o'clock, courtroom 7C.
And you were telling me about Mr. Scott. All right, that's case 2021 CF 7456 AO. Mr. Scott's here on a charge of aggravated assault while wearing a mask. That is a identifying probable cause for his arrest after reviewing the charging affidavit. Want to appoint the public defender to represent him in that case.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
All right, going to set his bond in that case amount of $10,000. Condition of his bond, he had no contact with the victim in that case. Did not return to the scene of the location. Had no contact with any witnesses. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He is out on bond, or I'm sorry, out on ROR in 2021 MM 3478 and 21 MM 1419. We'll revoke those and set new bonds at none. Appointed a public defender in those cases they're not already appointed. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James A. Hoover, Jr.
All right, Mr. Hoover, you are here in case 2021 MO 719 AO for violation of the, I believe, municipal ordinance. The underlying charge is actually a trespass. Did find probable cause for your arrest after reviewing the charging affidavit. Ms. George, did you have an offer that you conveyed to Mr. Hoover?
A withhold of adjudication credit time served, and Mr. Hoover would like to accept the state's offer here.
All right. Mr. Hoover, if you can raise your right hand and be sworn in, as best you can. Do you solemnly swear or affirm this testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you put your hand down. All right, sir, you're here in 2021 MO 719 AO on a charge of trespass. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest in this case?
No contest, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest in this matter, you're giving up all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Yes, sir. I got pins in my hip.
Well, not physical, mental health.
Mental?
Yes, sir. What was that mental health illness?
Sir.
What was-
I forget a lot of stuff.
All right. You understand what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
You understand the conversation you had with Ms. George earlier about your plea form?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand that if you're not a United States citizen, you couldn't be deported from this country if you enter this plea?
I'm a United States citizen, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
All right. I had an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to withhold adjudication of guilt. You're in credit for 3 days?
Yes.
3 days in Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. The court costs in this case are $223. I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day.
Okay.
All right, next case I have was a case from this morning. Mr. Vasquez, did we ever find out any information?
Yes, sir.
And
It was an error on our part. He failed to appear on the day he was supposed to, so the KPS should have been active. So he just go regular, no bond, downtown for
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Name's Aaron Vasquez.
Mr. Vasquez, you're here in case 2020 MM599AW on a failure to appear warrant that was issued for your arrest. Your bond is $0 in that case. We're going to get you downtown as soon as we can to resolve that case if you still want to do that, or if you want to get your case set for trial. I believe you have the public defender's office representing you. You have a great day, sir. No, I said $0.
sorry, it's 5,000. Oh, you raised it tonight?
Oh, I thought, whoops, sorry, apologize. Apologize. Whoops, sorry. Does he qualify for PTR? Next question. Is it bond? All right, now I'm gonna say the bond is $5,000. Does he qualify for PTR?
If you check a look on the face sheet, it says he does not qualify for PTR.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm asking the question. I mean, is there a administrative rule that will bar him from being on PTR? Not that you don't think he's a good candidate. All right. All right, so make a condition your bond is you placed on pretrial release, no contact with the victim. No return to the victim's residence.
Was that bond plus PTR?
Yes, ma'am. Bond plus PTR. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. All right, you should get your next court date on your paperwork. You gotta make sure you show up, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Why is it so hot in here all of a sudden? Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
I'm Donald James Ayers.
So Ayers, you're here in case 2021 MM4358AO on a charge of trespass after warning. That is a identifying probable cause for your arrest. Say it was an offer conveyed for Mr. Ayers.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to 1602 South Bundy Avenue. Mr. Ayers would like to accept the state's offer here today.
All right, Mr. Ayers, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're here in case 2021 MM4358AO on charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve your case today?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that Ms. George went over with you? You got to answer me out loud.
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
In the past,
What was that mental health illness?
it was paranoid schizophrenia.
All right. Are you suffering from any of the symptoms of your paranoid schizophrenia disorder?
No, no.
All right.
Oh, no.
Do you have any auditory hallucinations?
No.
Any visual hallucinations going on? All right. Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand my internet? I'm sorry. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find the factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Adjudicated you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. The court costs and cost of prosecution in this case of $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. I'm not going to take any action on your 2021 CF 4405 AO case. You have a great day, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Did it just get really hot in here? Or has it been hot in here all day like this? All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Justin.
What's your full name?
Justin Heath.
Mr. Heath, you're here in case 2021 MM 4361 AO on charge of trespass after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Was there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to 1850 West Land Street. Mr. Heath would like to accept the state's offer.
All right, Mr. Heath, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sure.
You put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 4361 AO on a charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case today?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, and medication?
Yes, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sir.
You say no? All right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that.
All right, I had an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Will accept your plea of no contest, find that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Will adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days, 1 day that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 1 day credit time served. The court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
This is Mr. Duck, Your Honor.
All right. Someone up, Mr. Duffman. Sorry. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Rob Duckton.
Mr. Duckton, you're here in case 2021 MM 4356 AO on charge of providing false information to law enforcement and possession of cannabis. Okay. I don't have that. All I have is the Orange County
You
case.
just have to, he still has a hold for Osceola County and FTA. No, but I know, I don't think y'all would have it, but they put it in there.
Would that be for case number 2015 CF 1545458? May possibly, I don't know.
2020 CT 1846.
1846? 2020, right? All right, Mr. Duckton, you have a case from Osceola County 2020 CF 1846, where is a failure to appear?
Yes.
and the judge in Osceola County is holding you at no bond on that charge. He's on probation, right? All right. Well, since you're here, did you want to resolve your Orange County case?
I don't know what it is.
Well, he bonded out. Yeah, he bonded out on it.
So he's in front of me for,
Just let, he's not gonna go anywhere.
I was asking, just asked a question, can we resolve the case or not?
Okay.
Were you taking any action on the case? The next question I have for the, all right. I guess so. We don't have any,
Mm-hmm.
I need something to type.
Yeah.
yeah, we just want to make an order for that.
And the bond was set at 9?
No valid?
It's 1,000.
It was $1,000? All right, well, you got a bond, so $1,000, you gotta pay that to get out. Osceola. Say again?
My Osceola bond is already posted, sir.
I don't know, you got a, for your failure to appear warrant?
You said what, sir?
You got a failure to appear warrant, so you missed court, so then the judge set your bond at $1,000. You already paid $1,000 or $100 for that?
Yes, sir.
I guess you already dealt with it. All right, well,
That's why.
all right. Have a great, Mr. Duckton.
That's not in my system.
Are we doing court minutes?
Yeah, I
You
don't,
need me to print it?
So you're eyeing him on the Orange County case in this case as well? 'Cause,
Well, he bonded on the Orange County case.
I don't need to eye him.
As of right now, he still has that detained.
Yeah.
So will it be lifted now?
The detainer could be the reason why they wouldn't let him bond yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully you got that resolved with them downstairs. All right, we'll get you something for Mr. Duckton in a minute. All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
McDarrell Keith. McDarrell L. Keith.
Mr. Keith, you're here in case 2021 MM 382 AW on charge of trespass on property after warning. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Were there offers to resolve all his cases?
No, Your Honor, he's been deemed incompetent in the out on bond cases. His last evaluation was May 8th of this year, and he's still deemed incompetent. So we will not be resolving today.
All right, well, now I'll place him on mental health pretrial release if he does qualify. If he does not qualify, set his bond at an amount of $50. Going to appoint a public defender to represent him.
Is this Keith?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna take any action?
Oh, yeah, I'm not taking any action on his out on bond cases or out on RR cases, 2021 MM 255 AW and 2021 MM 319 AW.
How you doing, Your Honor?
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brian Dial Cruz Gonzalez.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7464AO on charge of tampering with a witness to hinder communication, false imprisonment, and battery domestic violence. Did review your charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest as to those three charges. Going to set your bond to count one amount of $1,500, count two $2,000, and count three $500. Condition of your bond is you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim in this case. You may not must maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you have a shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Did anybody, you signed a no contact order while I wasn't looking? No contact order for Mr. Cruz Gonzalez. Oh, sorry. Did you have any questions about the no contact order?
Elaborate.
Well, we'll read the form first, and then. Yeah, make sure you understand, because, I don't want any discrepancies if he comes back here for violating my order. All right, understand?
I understand.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, did you appoint us?
Yes, appoint a public defender to represent you, sir. All right.
Mendez.
All right, that's case 2021 CF 7466AO. Want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Mendez Miranda.
I'll waive the appearance, Your Honor.
Mr. Mendez Miranda was arrested on charges of battery, domestic violence by strangulation, and battery on a person 65 years or older. I did review the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for his arrest. Going to set the bond in count 1 in amount of $2,000, count 2, $1,500. Condition of those bonds, not have any contact with the victim in that case. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms he may have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. Needs to maintain a separate residence from the victim. I give him a one-time return with law enforcement if they need it to retrieve any personal items they have at a shared residence. Want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Mendez Miranda. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Ashante St. Val.
Say your last name again?
St. Val.
St. Val. Miss St. Val, you are here in case 2021 CF 7459AO on charge of aggravated battery with a weapon, domestic violence, and resisting officer without violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name, please?
My name is Frederick Flores. My last name is spelled Flores.
All right. Could you raise your right hand and be sworn in, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down, sir. Sir, can you tell me how you know Miss St. Val?
We dated for like about 3 years.
All right. And do you want to have contact with her while this case is pending?
Yes.
Are you afraid of her?
No.
Has there been any prior instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
No.
Were you aware of her prior domestic violence history?
No.
And knowing that she has domestic violence history, do you want to continue like contact with her?
Yes.
Does she have any personal items at your home?
No.
All right, Ms. St. Val, and count 1, I'm going to set your bond in this case in amount of $5,000. Count 2, $500. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am. Have a great afternoon, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Craig.
Mr. Craig, you're here in case 2021 MM4359AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Go set your bond in count 1 in the case amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at that residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. You have any questions about the no contact order, first of all?
No, sir.
All right. You need to talk to Ms. George before you leave. In the state, you weren't looking to file a motion for pretrial detention for Mr. Craig?
We will make that assessment, Your Honor, at a later date.
Well, case law is not in your all favor for later motion for pretrial detentions. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Brianna King.
Say your name again.
Brianna King.
Ms. King, you are here in case 2021 MM4355AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review your charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have a great day.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm so sorry. She's out of state. Can you bring her back?
Oh, hold on, wait. Where are we going? Sorry, it says, I don't know, where's Marshfield?
Mashville, Wisconsin.
Going to Wisconsin? All right, I'll allow you to return to Wisconsin. But if you violate my orders in Wisconsin, you're gonna put you on a little bus and send you back to Florida. You understand that? I'm serious. Like, you're laughing, and they be sad to be telling about how they rode the bus for 4 months to get here. So don't violate my orders. Have a great day, man. Did I give you the barcode by mistake? All right, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Shamar McAllister.
Ms. McAllister, you're here in case 2021 MM4360AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm gonna set your bond in this case an amount of $250. It's gonna come with pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at that residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case, ma'am. You have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Let me have her sit. On the illegal, yes, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Brandon Medlin.
Mr. Mellon, you're here in case 2021 MM4357AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you have a shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items from that residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. Yes, ma'am.
He's out of state, Your Honor.
So I gotta put him on PTR? All right, well, I'll place you on a $1,000 bond, condition of your pretrial release. Same conditions, no contact, no maintain a separate residence, no weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no alcohol. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. All right? We're gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Where are you going? Because where's Long Golf? Where's this?
South Carolina?
All right. My orders apply in South Carolina. So if you violate my orders in South Carolina, I can tell everybody before, they're gonna put you on a little van, take you from jail to jail till you get back to Florida. You understand that? All right, have a great day.
One question. Do I gotta pay the whole 1,000, or is it?
I know you gotta work that out with the bondsman, not sure.
I don't have anybody down here right now. Everybody, the group I was with on vacation, they're back home, so.
All right, I don't know, I can't help, you can work with the bondsman, work with your attorney, not sure how to get you that situated for you.
And that was bond plus pretrial release.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Victor Ortiz.
Mr. Ortiz, you're here in case 2021 MM4354AO on a charge of battery, domestic violence. I did review your charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in your case amount of $1,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You must maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have at a shared residence. Say we asking for any other conditions? All right. All right, want to appoint the public defender to represent you? You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Adam Stewart.
Mr. Stewart, you're here in case 2021 MM 381 AW on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in your case in the amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision, as you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you may have in a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Do you have any questions about a no contact order?
No, no, sir.
All right, have a great day.
Allow him to return back
Yeah.
to Texas?
Yep. Everybody's having a good time down here. All right, sir, you can go back to Texas. Like, I don't know if you heard me, gentlemen, I told you before that.
Okay.
Don't violate my orders in Texas.
Absolutely.
They'll send you back, run back on down I-10, back here.
Sure.
All right, have a great day. All right. On the felony. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
David Flurry, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7465 AO on charge of a driving under the influence with 2 prior DUI convictions.
That is
Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to stay your bond in the amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond is you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. Not allowed to enter any bars or places where let's say not the sole, but the primary source of income is the sale of alcoholic beverages.
okay.
Right. Because this is alcohol. All right, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
James Pringle.
Is it Pringle?
Yes,
All right. Mr. Pringle, you're here in case 2021 CF 7457 AO on charge of trafficking in Indian Mayor ecstasy of amount of 10 grams or more or less than 200 grams. Did review your charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond amount of $100,000. Condition of your bond is that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You also, before you're able to bond out, your bondsman or yourself need to comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F, and that the money used to bond you out did not derive from any criminal source, including the crime that you're being accused of. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. Now, question I got for PTR and for the state. This, in Columbia County, he's on probation for a trafficking case, but it says absconder, fugitive, is already a warrant for his arrest out?
There's, yeah, but it has not yet been served on him yet.
All right, so we're gonna see him, can we do it now, or we gotta see him tomorrow?
You will have to see him tomorrow because it's an actual teletype.
Okay.
that was placed in as a whole.
All right, so Mr. Pringle, we'll see you tomorrow for your violation of probation warrant. Have a great day, sir. All right, give me a moment to look at this, because good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Name is Deacon Sufrino.
Say your last name again.
Deacon Sufrino.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 7463AO on charge of aggravated assault and possession of cocaine. I just reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 in amount of $5,000. Conditional and going to stay your bond in count 2 in amount of $1,000. Condition your bond that you have no contact with the victim, not return to the scene of the location, that you not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You must not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You also not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. You're out on bond in cases 2021 CF 7285AO, as well as 2021 CF 4162AO. In those cases, the court is going to revoke those bonds, set new bonds at $0 in those cases. We're going to appoint the public defender in all your cases. You have a great day, sir.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Judge, I have one last matter from the court from this morning. It's 2015 CF 15990. It is, her name is Kiana Patterson. She was in court this morning for a violation of probation.
Yeah.
I went back and looked it up. It seems that, and I was able to go to the clerk's website and pull it up, that the case is closed. She has a letter that was sent from DOC to terminating probation as of 5/25, and that letter